Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Tim Winters, and I am with UnionCounty Football here in North Carolina. And I have as a guest with me this morning Alex Mortensen, the creator slash co-founder of PlayNextLevel.com. And Alex is going to tell us a little bit about his operation, about this interactive platform that he is providing for high school players across the country and junior college players as well. So without further ado, Alex, I'm going to toss it over to you. If you could maybe just explain a little bit about how this came into fruition, your background, and what you're trying to do with Play Next Level.
Sure. Well, Tim, thank you for having me. Well, the way Play Next Level really got kicked off, I would say, as you asked about my background, ultimately goes back to that. I've played football, I guess since I was in the 7th grade, and like a lot of kids, at some point decided I want to play college football, and was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to do that. And out of high school, signed with the University of Arkansas. While I was in school, YouTube and Facebook and MySpace were all kind of growing into what they were. And at the same time, while I participated in the recruiting part of it as an athlete, now being around the coaches all the time and being in their offices and seeing, back then it was actually VHS tapes, not DVDs.
Right.
In VHS tapes scattered through their office, and then all the videos becoming digital. It seemed like everything was kind of coming together at once, and that with technology and recruiting, we were kind of in this adolescent stage, trying to figure out what was ultimately going to grow into. So I guess it was probably summer '07 was when the whole Play Next Level idea kind of came to be. Ultimately, the goal was to create a platform where athletes, instead of having to rely on FedEx and tracking down 50, 60 shipments or 50, 60 addresses and paying for shipments and then crossing your fingers going, gosh, I hope it gets in the hands of the right coach. There's got to be a more efficient way.
Right.
And even if the coach doesn't see it, you can send it again 2 days later through email.
Okay, and so your background, I guess you come from a unique perspective as being a college football quarterback, an athlete. You have that unique identification to what the players are going through. How are you different? You alluded to the fact that when you first started, you didn't think that there were many out there. I guess when I started this Facebook page prior to the last season, that we just wrapped up in December here in North Carolina, coming across a lot of recruiting sites, a lot more than I even expected. So I'm sure you're seeing that now. How do you separate yourself, or what is it that you're providing that might be unique to the high school athlete today?
Well, for one, we're free.
Okay, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So an athlete can create their profile on our site for free, and that's one. That's a tremendous advantage, obviously for the athletes, is we're going to eliminate their costs. The second thing is, we're committed to providing educational content. We've got a number of articles that we provide about the recruiting process, about how to navigate it, how to handle, we actually have a 4-part series on how to put together a highlight video that we provide for free. But then also we have some unique access to NFL players. My dad works for ESPN. He's covered the NFL for a long time. So, it's probably, I couldn't put it.
And I guess I should I was going to let you bring that up more than
right.
me forgetting, because I'm sure you hear it all the time. But your dad is Chris Mortensen, so a longtime NFL analyst and insider on ESPN and down in the Atlanta area. So you do come from tremendous stock there in terms of his influence with football throughout. So that's a good leverage point. And did your dad help also with creating the site, creating the business?
Really, it was kind of me and a couple buddies, and he was behind it and supported us. Thought the idea had a shot, and where he's really helped is, he's shot some videos for us, but then also with getting guys like Kevin Cobb, getting guys like Tony Romo, Ramses Barden, a number of different NFL players to share their recruiting story. And what's cool is that all of these guys, it's different with all of them. Mm-hmm. You never hear the same story twice. So he's helped us tremendously there. And I think that's one of the unique elements we bring is we allow the athletes, here's the deal. We get to hear NFL quarterbacks and NFL players talk after a game at a podium every week. We don't get to hear rarely do we hear about their recruiting story and how they only had, a 1AA offer and a Division II offer coming out of high school. And then there's the others that had a handful of options on the table, like a Peyton Manning. And so we had, we sat down with Archie Manning, and he gave us their recruiting story. So you get to see how these guys that went before them from a variety of scenarios actually handled the process. So we hope that we can really provide really good educational content for parents and players.
And so it's very easy then for the player to go up on your site at PlayNextLevel.com, register for free, and just start uploading information, their stats and videos, photos.
Yeah, that's it. It's like you hit the nail on the head. Highlight video, photos. Ultimately, it acts as like an online football resume that they can build and they can update. And that's one of the negatives. There's nothing wrong with sending out things in the mail, and we'd never discourage someone from doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you do it, right after your junior football season, and then 3 months in the weight room later, you put on 12 pounds of muscle. Maybe your body's changed. Well, now you can change it instantaneously on the website and resend everything out. So I think just the ability to update it at any time is big.
Okay, and your exposure right now, how are you utilizing social media with your site? You're across all platforms? It looks like you have a Facebook page and Twitter, and using anything to promote the player at all, or you're just using the site to promote?
Right. We don't. One thing we decided is we're gonna stay to a little. Basically, it's not our role to act as an agent for the
Gotcha.
player.
Yep.
And we're trying to provide a tool that families and players can use. And we don't sell sunshine. We're not going to say, hey, give us this much money, and we promise that you're going to get a scholarship at a Division I school. It's, we just try to equip them with what they can, the tools they need. And we're fortunate in our first year, at last count, we had 67 players sign. Now, were 100% of them just because of Play Next Level? I don't know that, but I know we had a number that wrote us instrumental in the recruiting process. So we definitely believe in the concept. Now, you asked about marketing. Another thing we've done is we've partnered with someone that runs high school football combines out of Nashville, Tennessee. His name's Kevin Fitzgerald. His company is EAE Combines.
Yeah.
And Coach Fitz has been a great partner, and we're really excited about this relationship because he actually videos every single thing at the combine. So when you ask about marketing, we feel like Coach Fitz has got 15 or 16 locations set up for this spring.
And it looks like, from what I've seen, you guys will be coming, or they will be coming to Raleigh, North Carolina. So I would assume that's anybody across the state can attend that combine.
Yeah, you did your homework. I know you guys are there in the Carolinas. So the Raleigh date is not set,
right? But
I will tell you it will be in May.
Okay.
And you can register at EAE Combine. So we'll announce that as soon as we know. And it's really to me the reason we selected Coach Fitzgerald. I mean, we didn't have to select him, and is really the video element is tremendous. It's a lot of these combines are just going to want to run you through, grab your money and send you on your way. And
right.
With Coach Fitz, he's giving you a real tool you can use, one, to evaluate yourself and your technique, and you can go home and study that. But then the other part is, what if you have a phenomenal day? What if you have a great day? A 10-foot broad jump looks good on paper, but it looks even better when someone can watch it and verify that it's legitimate.
That's great. So that will be happening in May. Once you guys promote that out there and send it out, we'll certainly put it on our page as well, and make sure that everybody that's aware of it has the opportunity to attend. And you'll be running through all the typical combine drills at that event?
Yeah, there'll be two sections to the combine. First, we'll perform the 6 NFL combine test. That's going to be the 40, the vertical, the broad jump, the 5-10-5, the L drill, and then a 185 bench press test. Now, I think they'll take weight off if the athlete's not ready to perform at that level. And so then what we do is we split up into offense and defense, and the offensive players will perform position drills. Quarterbacks throw, receivers run routes, and it's really almost the exact template they use at the NFL Combine. And Again, Coach Fitz, not only does he video the combine drills, but he will video the position drills. And the great thing about his background is he was at Florida State. And, as you know, colleges put on a pro day every year. The NFL comes and evaluates the college players. And for a number of years, Coach Fitz was responsible for organizing their pro day, so he knows how to do it.
Okay, and just two last things. I also saw that your site does provide a resource for the high school football coach to create a page for the team.
That's right.
Okay, and that's as easy for the coach to go in there, set up an account for free, and create a profile for the ball club.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the idea there is that sometimes, a college coach may email a high school coach and say, hey, give me your prospects. And so instead of we're trying to create a level of convenience where he doesn't have to go and grab 10 different links. He can send them that page. So all of the kids at his high school will fall under that category of being on their team. And then the next thing we do with that is if the player wants, they can allow the coach to have permission to edit their profile. So some of the high school coaches, want to handle the recruiting process. They're very involved. Some of them go, I want to give it all to the players. So we try to allow for the flexibility. For instance, West Monroe High School in Louisiana is a school we went down to, and they have a tremendous coaching staff. They have a large high school, and they have a guy named Trey Long that pretty much handles everything. I've been to other high schools where, they're a little bit understaffed, and they're going, gosh, we want to help our kids. We don't have time. So we need a way to turn it over to the parents and the players. So I think the team page allows, hopefully, for the best of both worlds.
Okay. And one last thing is in regard to the player itself, when would you suggest they start setting up a profile? I mean, you're thinking, we're right upon college, it's the National Signing Day, February 1st, so you have a lot of these graduating seniors. You want to start the ball rolling a lot earlier. Would you suggest sophomore, junior, freshman?
Well, I think there's no later than junior, no later than that. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting exposure early and getting started sooner. And so we have a number of ninth graders on our website and that have good video. And I think that, to add to that, I think it's really valuable for the younger guys to go to the combines because a lot of them will go, and the first time they go is when it really matters.
Yeah.
And now if you've been through the process, if you know what it's like to wait in line, you know how the combine's structured, you kind of learn how to deal with the butterflies, and you learn the nuances of the drills. I think it's really valuable for a young kid to go to those combines, so now when they hit it their junior, senior year, it could be their third or fourth time to go.
That's great. All right, well, Alex, I do appreciate your time that you've given, the time that you've been able to talk about a great service, I think. I think if we can promote as many resources to the high school athlete today as possible, especially in the world of social media, there's so much out there. There's so many places that they can choose, but a lot of cases they're not aware. We live in a fast-paced world, so I think what you're providing to the athlete is a tremendous resource. And again, thank you for your time, and we'll definitely be putting this up on our site, on our Twitter feed, and all the information about that EAE event in Raleigh. We'll be sure to get that out as well.
Tim, thanks a lot, and I think it's pretty cool what you guys are doing for high school football there, and look forward to staying in touch with you.
Same here. Thanks very much, Alex. Have a good one.
You.
Bye-bye.
You too.